eternal student, my dear eternal student. Pranam Mataji. Mataji, you are my eternal student, I think.
Till the end of my last breath, I want to be your student.
Mataji, ఇంకెవరు రారా అయితే అనుకుంటా ఉంటారు వీడు విని విని తగ్గిపోయారు ఫస్ట్ లో కన్నా స్టూడెంట్స్ యాక్చువల్లీ.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు వింటర్ వచ్చింది కదా ప్రభుజీ, వేరే వేరే ప్లేసెస్ లో క్లైమేట్ మారుతూ ఉంటుంది, వాళ్ళు ఎక్కడికైనా వెళ్ళి ఉంటారు.
ఎలా ఉన్నారు ప్రభు మాతాజీ? ఆరోగ్యం బాగుందా మీది? పర్లేదా?
మా అమ్మగారి ఇంట్లో ఉంటున్నాను కదా, మా బాబు పెళ్లి గురించి ఇక్కడ ఇల్లు షిఫ్ట్ అవుదాం అనేసి అనుకుంటున్నాం కదా.
అచ్చా అచ్చా, మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడే ఉన్నారు కదా తెనాలిలో?
ఇంట్లో ఉన్నాం.
ఓకే.
పెళ్లి గురించి వెతుకుతున్నాం, ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ మాకు సరిపడేలాగా ఎక్కడ కనిపించట్లేదు.
అచ్చా అచ్చా. అనంత ప్రభు, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Pranam Prabhu.
I'm fine, Prabhu.
మాతాజీ, ఇది నా ఫేస్ సరిగ్గా కనపట్లేదు కదా, చీకటిగా ఉందా?
మీ మొహం మీద లైట్ పడాలి ప్రభుజీ.
యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది ఇక్కడ పైన ఉంది, ఇది పట్టలేదు లైట్, నేనేం చేయాలి అర్థం కావట్లేదు.
మీ మొహం మీద లైట్ పడింది అనుకోండి, మీ ఫేస్ క్లియర్ గా కనిపిస్తుంది.
అదే అదే అదే
లేదా లైట్ వైపు వైపు నాకు లైట్ ఉంది ప్రభుజీ, ఈ లైట్ నా మొహం మీద తగులుతుంటే అప్పుడు ఫేస్ క్లియర్ గా కనిపిస్తుంది.
ఇది ఎదురుగుండానే ఉంది, కానీ ఈ లైట్ ఎందుకునో
పైన ఉంది కదా, దాని మూల
హైట్ గా ఉండటం వల్ల. అవును, కొంచెం లేట్ అయినట్టుంది క్లాస్, అందుకోసమే జనాలు తగ్గిపోతున్నట్టు. ఫాస్ట్ లాగిచ్చేయాలా?
అనేం లేదు ప్రభుజీ.
ఫస్ట్ లో ఈయన పేరేంటి మర్చిపోయాను.
మహావదన్యాయ.
మహావదన్యాయ ప్రభు, బాగున్నారా?
మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు.
మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు ప్రభుజీ.
మ్యూట్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి ప్రభుజీ, అలా అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి ప్రభు.
రైట్ రైట్ ప్రభు.
బాగున్నారా ప్రభు?
ప్రభు దండోత్ ప్రణాం.
ప్రణాం ప్రభు.
బాగున్నాను ప్రభు.
చలి అసలు ఏం లేనట్టుంది, మీరు స్వెటర్లే వేసుకోలేదు ఎవరు?
చలి ఇక్కడ ఏం లేదు ప్రభుజీ, మామూలుగా ఉంటుంది అంతే, చలే ఉండదు.
మన ఊర్లో అయితే ఏం లేదు, తెనాలిలో అయితే. ఎలా ఉన్నారు ప్రభు, ఏం చేస్తున్నారు?
Only two are there.
Okay, Prabhu. So we'll start our class. Om Gnanatimidandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Shvasvapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome to today's Mādhurya Kādambinī sessions. One second, just. So where are you, Prabhu? Mahaseva Prabhu, you are in Mumbai?
No,
Pune.
Pune only, yes, Prabhuji.
Pune, acha. No cold, I think, actually. There is.
Here not that much, Prabhuji, like outside little bit.
Acha,
But,
acha.
one small charger, but I can see it Vrindavan effect. Our effect I can see.
Yeah, so much cold here.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, I know. And for someone who has not lived in North, for them then like, it is like very difficult. But you were in Banaras, Prabhuji, so you would have seen this cold.
Yeah. I was in Banaras, so I used to stay there only because I was not at all going to my hometown.
Yeah. So you would already be habituated.
Yeah, habituated. Matra sparshastu kaunte.
Yes, perfecting that.
Even if I go to home, so I need to cook myself on 4 hours. Every day time will go.
Oh.
My father and myself only, so nobody is there.
Okay.
And somehow in house also nothing is there.
But your father is alone, Prabhuji, must be some other.
He is also going here and there. Some days in my other sister and another sister.
Yeah, like that.
Like that, somehow he is spending his time.
Yes.
Please come to our house, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
You are telling Prabhuji to come out from Govardhan. That is not possible.
Lord is making such arrangements. Where you will go? You have to be here, forcing.
That is very nice, Prabhuji.
You are completely under the hands of Krishna, Prabhuji.
This kind of force is very nice, Prabhuji. Lord, this kind of force, instead of Swecha, if he is
he brought me forcefully to here, actually.
Whatever.
I was having so much desire to preach in Banaras, but he forcefully brought me here. I don't know.
A special mercy, Prabhuji.
Really, Prabhu.
Like that, I was telling Kanakaran Prabhu also earlier in the lockdown time. He was locked in Vrindavan, Govardhan. I was saying that you are so fortunate that you are locked in Vrindavan. Somebody got stuck in Mumbai, Delhi, here, there.
Yeah. Okay, bro. So in the last class, we were discussing about the Bhajana Kriya. So in Bhajana Kriya, we were seeing, that means after taking the Guru Pada Ashraya. So first of all, so if you see, first is Sadhu Sangha, Adav Shabda. Actually, today I was seeing in Bhakti Rasam Sindhu Bindu. So there, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, Ado Shabda is indicating the first Sadhu Sangha. So after first Sadhu Sangha, one will be given, one will be having association with the Lord, devotees of Lord's devotees. And after that, by hearing from them carefully and doing the mananam, so the asambhavana and viparita bhavanas both are nullified. And then after that, he'll be getting the Shraddha. The Lord, what kind of Shraddha? That Lord is only the Supreme Person, nullity of Godhead, and is all pervasive, and he is the cause for all the manifestations, all other avatars. So like that, after getting this kind of faith, so he'll be taking the shelter of the Guru, so Guru Padashray. So then after that, he is getting the Diksha. Then after that, he is given instruction by his Guru to associate the similar kind of the devotees who are having the same mood. So this is the second sadhu sangha. That means by being in that association of those sadhus, so he will be asked by his Guru Maharaj to do service to the Lord. So then being in that sadhu sangha, so then he will be doing his bhajana. So when he was doing in the bhajana kriya, so he is getting so many kinds of the thoughts. That means what are that? Initially utsahamai we have seen in the bhajana kriya. So of course it is one stage, but it is also having the 6 progressive internal stages. So like it is classified as utsahamai, ghanatarala. So next vyudha vikalpa. Next fourth one is vishaya sangara. Fifth one is niyamakshama. Sixth one is tarangarangini. So like this, we were discussing the different internal stages of bhajana kriya. So utsahamai, this was also discussed in very brief. So utsahamai means when they were introduced to bhajan, so he will be showing so much enthusiasm. Like example, he was given by the Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur himself. He was saying that when a new boy started doing that means he starts his education, at that time, initially first day itself, he will be showing the initial days so much. That means whatever he is learning, that he is showing to everyone, and also thinking that so he is very very expert himself, as thinking that he is expert and he can easily learn this thing. So like this, otherwise I gave another example also. Whenever some new, that means newly, some people, boys, they are going to the school, they will be getting the textbooks and seeing the 1 or 2 days and thinking that yes, I can just finish anything very easily. So like this, or otherwise you can take example of new class and newly entering into some class. That also you can take as example. You'll be seeing the textbook and just turning around that and thinking that this is it's so easy and I know everything. I can do it. You can do it very easily and I can become expert. And like that, so much enthusiasm and thinking that himself as very expert. Like that same way, the devotee, when he was in the initial days of his bhajan, so showing this so much enthusiasm in doing the devotion. But yeah, so this kind of enthusiasm is known as utsahamai. Then after that, ghana tarala. So in ghana tarala, what is happening? Bhajan is sometimes become very is strong, and sometimes it will become very light. This is known as ghana tarala. So that means like that boy example, if you take once again, so after that boy is studying those book, some chapters. So after seeing the depth of that chapter, feeling so much difficult and not able to nicely show, not able to understand that, because of that his enthusiasm goes down and he feels that, so he will stop reading, studying. He will stop studying that. So this can also happen in the same way in the bhajan, also in the bhajana, in his once in the worship, he will be also feeling sometimes very difficulty because of the some anarthas, not able to so feel enthusiasm and not able to feel the so uh, in taste actually because of the offenses. And then what will happen? His worship, his bhajana is becoming very light and ghana tarala, sometimes very intense and sometimes very light. So this kind of so intense and light. So this kind of bhajan is known as ghana tarala. This will be happening, I think, in the everyone's case. Many times we'll be seeing this. So sometimes we'll be doing the because of some good devotees association, because of that influence of that association, we are so much inspired and doing the very intense devotion for the maybe 10 days, 15 days, or 1 month. Then after that, once again, the influence of that association is going out because of the offenses and other reasons. So, or otherwise coming into contact with the bad people. So once again, they're feeling the difficulty in the bhajan, in his worship, and not able to follow the bhajan. So this kind of so sometimes intense and sometimes light, this kind of bhajan is known as Ganatarala. Third one is Vyudha Vikalpa. In the Vyudha Vikalpa, what is happening? So person is thinking multiple things. The devotee is practitioner thinking the multiple ways. He is having the multiple choices in his bhajan, for his bhajan. He is thinking that shall I leave this? So shall I so make my family devotees, my wife, my children, and my parents, everyone I'll make devotees and I'll stay with them and do my devotion. And so that I can nicely practice my devotion. What is the point of leaving this home? Like that, he is thinking that staying in the home and doing the bhajan. So this sometimes he is thinking is good option, and sometimes he also thinks that, oh, Shastra is saying another way also. So this generally wife means it's like a well, deep well, which is covered with the dry grass. So in that way, so these devotees, based upon these instructions of the Shastra, better maybe I should leave my family and go to Vrindavan, and because that is my goal. And if that is the goal, then why I have to be here and go there and do the bhajan constantly and steadily there itself. So then it will be so that I can become my so life successful very easily. And sometimes he is thinking that, are without enjoying the whole life, without enjoying means without seeing these material difficulties in the family life, how I can get maturity. So I should understand, I should go through these all so perfectly and see the things. And at the old age, better I should go. So going now is not good. Like that also you'll be thinking. So for all these, he'll be backing up with the various pramanas from the shastras. And like this, also is thinking that, oh, so if I, without the proper maturity, that means getting the Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janyatyas Vairagyam. By doing the properly devotion, Vairagya comes. Why I have to leave this home? Vairagya. Getting this Vairagya is not good, because Vairagya cannot be a supporter for the Bhakti. And Bhakti should bring out the Vairagya, renouncement. That is more appropriate. Taking the Vairagya as a support for the Bhakti and thinking that Vairagya is going to lead to the Bhakti or doing that is dosha. So that's why I should not go there. I should not have this artificial renouncement. Like that he is thinking. And sometimes he is thinking that these children, wife, and they are all young, and I cannot leave them with properly settling only I should go. In this way, many ways we discussed. So he's thinking himself and whether to leave or not to leave. And finally, he'll be in this difficult. Also, even if he thinks that yes, I will be in the home only. Then also, or otherwise, he may think that I will go to the Vrindavan. After that, also, he'll be thinking whether I should do the kirtan or smaran or shravanam. What kind of limb I should take up? So, what is a good way of bhajan for me? What is appropriate for me? And in this also, you'll be having the multiple options and a multiple way he might be thinking. And this kind of stage of bhajan, so is known as Vyudha Kalpa. So this is also, that means these are all coming under the Anishtita Bhakti. So that means Anishtita, actually bhajan is Nishtita and Anishtita. Anishtita is having these 6 types. So this is also unstable bhakti, Anishtita Bhakti. So next, after this, we are going to discuss the new one. One more thing, one more kind of the one more stage of the bhajana kriya, that is Vishaya Sangara. I'll be sharing my screen. So here, Vishaya Sangara, Vishayavishta Chittanam Vishnavayeshaha Sudurataha Varuni Diggatam Vastu Vrajanyendri Indriyam Kimapnuyat.
Roji, by when your books will be coming out to Sandarbhas and this?
Probably I thought it is so easy, but it's very difficult to maintain regular classes and translating. It's really becoming very hard for me.
But Sandarbhas and all Tattva Sandarbhas.
Tattva Sandarbha, another 7-8 anuchadas is remaining,
Okay.
and that was pending. And in the Bhakti Sandarbha, for 153 anuchadas, 25 anuchadas I didn't translate actually. In between I skipped in the module 1. And module 2, only few anuchadas only I translated. So it is also big. And maybe for module 1 we can take it out.
Yeah.
And mādhurya kādambinī, so second, almost all second one. Second Vrishti, yesterday also I did three sections, but remaining all are, I say, like that. So becoming quite
yes, project is not easy.
time taking, a lot of time is there. And also I was having some help previously, so that devotee went to South India back actually, so that's why I was not able to translate. Just I'm sending this file, 1 second. This in our group only. I will send. This where should I? Mm. 1 second. Mm. Just I sent in the group. In a group, I sent the file. Mm. अथ विषय संगरा विषयाविष्टचित्तानां विष्णावेशः सुदूरतः वारुणि दिग्गतं वस्तु व्रजन्नेन्द्रियं किमाप्नुयात् इति भोगाः एव बलात् स्वस्मिन् अभिनिवेश्य मां भजने शिथिलयन्ति इति तद् अमी त्यक्त्वा नामग्राहं काञ्चनं काञ्चन त्यक्तवतोऽपि भुञ्जानस्य दुषमाणस्य तान् कामान् परित्यागेऽप्यनीश्वरः इति भगवद्वाक्यस्य उदाहरणत्वं प्राप्तवतः तस्य पूर्वाभ्यस्तैः विषयैः तैः सह संगरो युद्धं कदाचित् तत्पराजयः कदाचित् स्वपराजय इति विषय संगरा. Such a big line. What he is saying, first of all, in this Vishaya Sangara, fighting with the material objects, material desires, fighting with the material desires. Vishayavishta Chittanam Vishnavesha. That means persons absorbed in material objects, absorption in Vishnu is most difficult. For persons who absorbed in material objects, absorption is Vishnu is most difficult. How can a person going east obtain an object in the west? Varuni diggatam vastu varajan aindrim kimapnuyat. That means Varuni gatam means how can a person going east? So he is going in the east and object is there in the west. He cannot get this. So based on the above statement, one thinks enjoyments for sense objects enters in me and makes me inactive in worship of the Lord. By thinking in this way, he leaves them and takes up any holy name. Even though he leaves enjoyment of those, he becomes an exemplar for the following the Lord's statement. Jushmanaschatan kaman parityage pyanishvara. All the one who knows that the material desires are painful, but he is unable to live and enjoy them, thinking those to be heinous. He fights with the sense enjoyment repeatedly, and sometimes he becomes victorious and gets defeated by those. Vishayavishta chittana Vishnu avesha sudurataha. That means if someone is absorbed in the material objects, for him it is difficult to do the that means making his mind becoming active. Sudurataha Vishnavesha. Vishnavesha means making his mind to enter into the Vishnu is very difficult if his mind is absorbed in material objects. So he is remembering this kind of statement of the Shastra. Oh, now I am so much absorbed in the material objects, and that's why I'm not able to do my bhajan. That's why it make me inactive. That means enjoyment for sense objects enters in me. Enjoyments for sense objects. Bhogaha means enjoyments. So various kinds of the enjoyments of the sense objects. What is that? Bhogaha eva bhalat swasmin abhiniveshya. When these enjoyments are entering in my mind, mam bhajane siddhilayanti. That means those enjoyments are making me inactive in bhajan. They are making inactive. Mam shitilayanti means laxity, actually making inactive. They are making me inactive in my bhajan. Like that he is thinking about the sense objects, material desires, about the material desires, or otherwise absorption, about the absorption in the material objects, material enjoyment. So he's thinking about like this, about the his absorption about the material objects, his absorption in material objects. Then what? Tad ami tyaktva. That means, oh, that's why because of this enjoyment tendencies or mentality only, I'm not able to do, I'm not able to focus on the Lord. So let me leave these all these enjoyments. Tyaktva namagraham kanchana. So he is taking the holy name. Kanchana means some, that means some holy name. Kanchana. Tyaktavatopi. That means he left all the material enjoyment and he took seriously the holy name. Tyaktavatopi. Even though he left over the material enjoyment, Bunjanasya. Jushamanaschatan kaman parityage api anishvara iti bhagavad vakyasya udaharana. He is becoming the example for the Lord's statement. Means, what is that Lord's statement? Lord said in the Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, 20th chapter. This always comes this sloka. So in every class, I think. I don't know. This is really, why is that? Jata sraddho matkatasu nirvinna sarva karmasu veda dukkatmakan kaman parityage api anishvaraha. This 11th canto, 20th chapter, 27th sloka. Jata sraddho matkatasu nirvinna sarva karmasu veda dukkatmakan kaman parityage pyanishvaraha. Tato bhajeta mam pritaha shraddhalur drudha nischayah jushamanascha tan kaman dukkho darkamscha garhayan. Krishna, what he is saying in these two slokas? What is that last statement? He is becoming an example for the last statement I said. So even though he left that material enjoyment, he is becoming exemplary for Lord's statement. Means, what is that Lord's statement? Lord is saying, even one is getting this shraddha in hearing the Krishna Katha, even he is becoming nirvinnaha. That means sarva karmas. Even he left over all the kinds of the fruitive activities. Nirvinnaha sarva karmasu. He became detached in all the kinds of the fruitive activities. So that means he is not at all result oriented. But still, and also he knows Veda dukkatmakan kaman. He knows that these material desires are really painful. Veda dukkatmakan kaman. But parityage anishvaraha. That means he's having shraddha. He left over all the fruitive activities. That means he became detached for all the fruitive activities. That means doing this activity and getting result and enjoying. That kind of mentality all is over. And he also knows material enjoyment is cause for the pain. Parityage anishvaraha. But he is not able to leave those desires. So not able to leave those desires. Then what he is not able to leave those desires. He said that, and next he is saying that tata bhajeta mam pretaha. That's why tataha. That's why. So Lord is saying bhajeta mam pretaha. So that's why he is saying that you become. That means oh thou. That person should do shraddhaluhu. That means becoming fully faith, putting fully faith in me. And drudha nischayah, that means with full determination, should worship me. Jushamanascha tan kaman. Of course, he might be enjoying those material desires. It's not sinful desire. Material desires should not be sinful desires. Here it is not said the sinful desire. These are the material desires. Material desires means which are approved by the Vedas. For the devotee, material desires also is not good. So, because material desires also will be making us a victim actually. So then our bhajan sometimes maybe because of the heavy excess of material desires, if they are very strong, then Anyabhilasha Sunyam also will be is violated, and then it will not be a sadhana bhakti then. If Anyabhilasha Sunyam is not there in the bhajan, then that is not a sadhana. We cannot call it as a sadhana bhakti. So that's why So that's why he is having some material desires, and he's falling victim for those material desires. Then what? Jushamanascha tan kaman, and also enjoying those desires. But with what mood? Dukko darkanscha garhayan. That means with pain. With pain, actually. He is not at all relishing, actually. That means somehow he knows this material enjoyment is not good. And but knowing very nicely about those are painful, but not able to live. So that's why he is forcefully, that means becoming victim of those desires, and he is enjoying but feeling that so guilty, actually. So dukko darkanscha garhayan means with lot of feeling guilty or heinous. That means what? What is happening now? He tried to control his desires, but not able to control. But that means material desires overcome. So they overcame him. That means they have overcome him. And sometimes he is also able to overcome them. Like this, there is a fighting between material enjoyment and the bhajan. That means sometimes he is getting the enjoyment, he is in that fight, the sense enjoyment repeatedly. So, and sometimes he becomes victorious. He is able to control those sense desire, material desires or sense enjoyment, and sometimes he is defeated by that enjoyment. So with this consciousness, because of this, what will happen? Because of sense enjoyment, automatically, so his worship, his bhajan will become weak. So this is known as Vishaya Sangara. Sangara means fight. There is a fight between himself and Vishaya. Okay. Where is this? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, two small questions. One is this Anyavilata Suna is Uttama Bhakti, na? So within sadhana, but it is Uttama, correct? Na?
Prabhuji, it is begin?
Like within sadhana bhakti, it is called Uttama Bhakti. Like you said, if he is not having Anyavilasita, he is not doing sadhana bhakti. But within sadhana, Uttama Bhakti he is not doing, correct? Na?
No, that is not a sadhana bhakti. If Anyavilasa Sunyam Dhyana Karma Janavrutam Anukulan Krishnanusilanam is not followed, so then that is not a Uttama Bhakti only can become sadhana bhakti.
Achha.
So sadhana bhakti should be following the definition of the Uttama Bhakti.
But then if somebody is not doing Anyavilasta Sunyam, then what bhakti he is doing? Samanya Bhakti?
Then that is, he is, that means karma, like this Bhakti Matra Kama, next Sakama. You see, Prabhuji, actually Bhakti is divided many ways actually. If someone is doing the Bhakti, that means what kind of Bhakti? Example, he is doing chanting example, but he is not having Anyavilashta Sunyam. That means he is not desiring any, he is not maintaining the not desiring of any other things, or otherwise he is maintaining some material enjoyment and doing the japa. That means on the strength of, that means while doing that japa, that means that activity of vibrating the tongue and that chesta is doing, at that time he is desiring, if he is desiring something out of that activity, some kind of material enjoyment, out, see that chesta, whatever the activity he is doing, that means vibrating tongue and hearing the engaging the ears in hearing. So these activities, out of these activities, if he is expecting some material enjoyment, then it is It's not the anyabhilasha sunyam, that bhakti. Then that is not sadhana bhakti. Then that is saka, that is a rajasika bhakti. That is rajasika bhakti. But that's why sadhaka, like for example, our case, we are sadhakas and we have material desires. Definitely, everyone is having it. But we are not doing this thing, na? While doing the japa, we are not thinking that this japa should give me some fruitive results. This we are not having. No? So that's why it is sadhana bhakti only in our case. Of course, he is having the material desire in his heart. But in sadhana bhakti, it is not said that that person should not have material desires. Is not said. Person should not have material desires, he said in the sadhana bhakti. No. That activity, that anusilanam should not be meant for the getting the some material happiness. That means other than the pleasing the Krishna, if you desire something out from that activity, that Krishna anusilanam, then that is not uttama bhakti. So that's why uttama bhakti is possible. Even one is having the, so in his heart material desires, uttama bhakti is possible. Uttama bhakti is possible because you can do chanting purely for the Krishna's pleasure only, and that chanting is completely free from the jnana and karma, and it is you are doing for the sake of Krishna, anukulya and Krishna anusilana. Then that is a pure sadhana bhakti. So that is sadhana bhakti. Actually. Not pure. It's sadhana bhakti means it should be so for the Krishna only. Otherwise, it is not called as sadhana actually. It is a fruitive. That means you are desiring something, then material desire, then it is not bhakti. It is not going to do, it is not going to purify. So it is not going to purify means one way you are not so using that bhakti as sadhana. Sadhana means you are trying to please. So then Klesha Agni and Subhada, these are going to happen for these are the outcomes of the sadhana bhakti.
Means,
And then that will not happen.
Sorry, means, Prabhuji, you are saying that one person is doing bhakti, and because he is doing bhakti, he is expecting that I should get this and that. Or he is doing bhakti for the purpose of material thing. Then that is not sadhana bhakti. That is sakam bhakti. But like in most of the ISKCON devotees case, they are doing bhakti to please Krishna only, but at the same time they have material desire. So
that of course, for those desires, they might be working hard and gaining and enjoying. That's of course, that is another part of the sadhana. So that life we don't call as a sadhana bhakti phase, the sadhana bhakti. Like in the day, so morning Mangalarti and these are all sadhana, comes under sadhana. And he is going office and working, it is not sadhana bhakti.
Correct.
And he is just working hard and getting money. So that is simply it's activity, some physical activity is doing for the maintenance. So better as much as if you make sadhana bhakti, that also make life simplified and not working so much hard, simple living, high thinking. And then what will happen? Then he can turn into that time into sadhana, doing more rounds, engaging himself directly into Krishna's. So whatever 64 limbs are given in the Bhakti Rasa Sindhu, the items that for the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, if he is able to practice those in the other time also, then he can more good result he can get quickly. Otherwise, so very less time he is giving, so result also will be less.
And probably in that sloka, jnana karma means same, like karma means yajna, and jnana means brahma jnana, or karma means general karma.
Nityanaimittik karma.
Nityanaimittik.
Anavrutam means what it means. While doing this japa, if you are thinking that this japa I am able to do because of the karma, that means, so my karma is I am working hard and earning money, so that's why I'm peacefully sitting and doing. So like that, if we think, that means you think karma is supporting the bhakti.
Yes.
Then that is that consciousness is not correct actually. That's karma. Your bhakti, you are mixing with the karma actually, bhakti.
Yes, Prabhuji. And in the beginning of the class, you said, Prabhuji, that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, Like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, Shraddha, he is indicating.
Ado is indicating with the first association.
Ado indicating first association. That you anyway said in the earlier
Initial
class.
sadhusanga.
Initially, like in the class you said, like previous classes, that there initially there will be a sangha, and,
That's
and
right.
later on there will be a deeper sangha.
Yeah. Second. So in the Ado Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajani Kriya. So after Sadhu Shraddha Sadhu Sangha we are seeing. But I actually Jiva Goswami is saying two Sadhu Sanghas are there in the Bhakti Rasamrita.
Yeah.
That first Sadhu Sangha you should take. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying this is nothing but that first Sadhu Sangha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay, bro. So next, so this is a fighting actually is happening between his material enjoyment and his own himself. I think next we'll go to the next level. So these are all simply other. No more points are there here. Next. Niyama Kshama. Ata Niyama Kshama Adya Arabhya Yanti Namani Gruhitavyani Eta Vatyascha Pranataya Karya Ithameva Tadbhakta Api Sevaniya Bhagavad Asambadha Vachopi Nocharaniya Gramya Vartavatam Sannidhi Tyaktavya Ityadi Pratidinam Api Pratijanatopi Samaye Tatha Nakshamatvam Iti Niyamakshama. What is happening in this? Niyamakshama means unable to follow. So impotent or unable to follow, unable impotence in following rules is known as Niyama Akshama. So even though the devotee takes vows as follows, today onwards, I will chant these many names, pay these many obeisances. In this way, Lord's devotees should be served. Speech not related to the Lord should not be uttered, and leave association with the. I will leave the association with the people who gossip material subjects. Like this, he'll be taking so many vows, but still he is not able to follow these rules punctually. He's making so many vows. I will every day do 64 rounds today onwards. So 32 rounds of chanting I will do. And also he is thinking himself, so I will be paying every day these many obeisances to the Lord. And I will worship in this way nicely. These things every day I will cook. So see, at least 15 items, 32 items or 54 items every day I cook and offer to the Lord. So like this, so he'll be thinking, and also he's thinking that I will not at all, that means speak anything, any discussion I will not do about the devotees. So I will control my speech. And also I will not associate that karmi people. I will not watch this, I will not that. And like this, he is taking these strong vows for progressing in devotion. That means he's not strong vow, he's making the vows, but when time comes, he's not able to follow those. Then this kind of bhajana is known as Niyamakshama. The difference between that means Vishaya Sangara and Niyamakshama is as follows. In Vishaya Sangara, what is happening? One is not able to leave the sense gratification, but in the stage of Niyamakshama, one is not able to progress in devotion. That is the difference between these two. The difference is, so Vishaya Sangarayam Vishaya Tyaga Akshamatvam Tatratu Bhakti Utkarsha Akshamatvam. In Vishaya Sangara, he is trying to control his material desires and not able to control. So that's why that stage is known as, that means not able to leave the material desires. That is the problem in that stage. In this stage, whatever vows he is making, he is not able to follow. That's why he is not able to progress in his devotion. So this is the difference between those two stages. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, this is only vows or decisions? Vows or also decisions, or
No, Pratijataha means is Pratijani Konti. That means vows. He is making vow.
vows, not decisions?
Himself, he is making vows.
Not
Today onwards, I
decisions.
will do 32 rounds of
Like
japa.
there is vow, there's difference between vows and decisions.
It's vow actually. Nima,
Vow.
he is making himself as this kind of rule for himself.
And if say Prabhuji, it is not a vow, but he wanted to do certain thing, but is not able to do, then that will not come here, no? For example,
But
somebody wanted to go Mangal Arti daily, but he is not able to do. So that will
then
come
it is
here.
also coming under this only. Nima Kshama. That means he is making the niyama himself. So himself or whatever niyama are there. So
But
of
he has
course,
not made, Prabhuji. Point is, he has not made, but he is trying. He wanted. That is what I'm asking. So he has not taken decision or not vow. He knows I will not be like, I'm not at that level, but he's trying, like he's trying hard to.
This is the niyama kshama.
Yeah.
This also comes under. That means he is desiring or vow, whatever. That means he's making plan for his devotion. Na? So I should go to every day to Mangalarti. So that kind of desiring means it's kind of that means he's telling himself, I want to go, but not able to go. So then it is niyama kshama only. Yeah. Others, nobody is asking anything. I think it's it's quite easy. Next.
Others are not in Anistha Bhajan Prabhuji. They are in Nishtha.
We are experiencing these ones, Prabhuji. That's why we remain calm. I remain.
Others cameras also is off actually. I don't know. Okay, no problem. So next, I'll go to the next thing. Almost all half syllabus is over, I think, because next another nivritti is having a little bit big. After that, becoming things very easy and simple. Next, Ata Tarangarangini. This is the sixth, and Anishtita Bhakti, the sixth level. So in this, what happened? Bhaktehi swabhavaha eva ayam yat tadvati sarve api janaha anurajyanti iti jananuraga prabhavahi sampat iti vacham iti pracham vachopi. So in this, sorry. Bhaktyuktasu vibhutishu labha puja pratishthadishu valli valitasu upashakhasu tarangeshu iva acharantyaha asyaha ranga iti tarangarangini. What is happening in this? Actually, you can see the devotion. If anyone do the devotion, what is going to happen? Jananuraga prabhavahi sampat. By doing the devotion, one is able to control the other's affection. That is going to happen. So the nature of devotion is whoever have devotion, everyone is attracted towards him. That means the wealth is nothing but the influencing people's attraction. You can influence the others' attraction. By doing the devotion, they are getting attracted towards that devotee. So this will happen actually. And that means because of this, that means he will be getting the attraction. That means he is getting a lot of name, fame, and also so much labha, puja, pratishtha, everything he'll be getting because of devotion. That is the quality of the devotion. So by this kind of name and fame, what will happen? And these name fame are compared here as the branches, sub branches of the Bhakti Lata creeper. This name fame, like Bhakti Lata is having the different branches, small branches. Those branches are known as, here these name fame are the compared with the branches of the Bhakti Lata creeper, and also they are compared with the waves in a ocean actually. And bhakti of that person is just playing in those waves. Bhakti is there and those waves are there. So here bhakti is playing in those waves. So that bhakti and bhakti plays in those waves. That means what? Sometimes his bhakti is going up and sometimes his bhakti is coming down. So in the ocean, there are so many waves you will be seeing. So what the waves they are doing, they are actually raising him up. Sometimes you will be some tides, waves are tides, you can take tides also. Those will make us up. And one tide is coming and it is rising like anything. And another tide is coming and it is taking down actually. So it can, the same way, because of this name and fame, that his bhakti is, that practitioner can see his bhakti sometimes is going up and sometimes is going down because of being affected by their name fame. So he might be feeling, so that means himself, oh, I am so great. Then his bhakti is going down. And sometimes he's not getting the good name and maybe feeling, oh, I am something doing, I'm lacking in bhakti, and then he's becoming serious and doing. So that's why, because of the name fame, his bhakti is fluctuating like anything, going up and down. This is known as Tarangarangini. Highest program, please.
So Prabhuji, this this name and fame or like praise or appreciation, so is it affecting the bhakti? Like if somebody getting praise, so he's doing more bhakti,
Yeah.
and if he's not getting praise, then he's down.
Yeah,
Is that
anything can happen. Sometimes some people may take appreciation as encouragement, or sometimes appreciation they may take in another way. So I'm now best devotee and forgetting the following his, out of that happiness, maybe he is, so that so-called material happiness, he might be forgetting his regular sadhana. So anything can happen, but only thing is, because of those waves, that's name, fame, profit, and so on. So bhakti is going up and down.
I think in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya mentioned these are like name, fame, nam, man, pratishtha is like a weed, which basically stop your main bhakti. Like, is that like compared to that?
Yeah, we can compare. And here it's a bit more explained here. So name, fame, he can stop, and sometimes he's not getting the name, fame, and that means he will be becoming the bhakti dwindles. That means goes up and down actually, unstable. It becomes unstable. That means anishtita bhakti. It is also comes under the anishtita bhakti. That means there is no steadiness. The waves, the name, fame are the waves compared with the waves, and bhakti is just in on those waves. Then waves, what they will do? They will sometimes take up and sometimes brings down. So like that, bhakti is going up and down. So that can be anything. Yeah.
So we are talking about the bhakti creeper, like where two leaves are there, like we were talking about that. Now suddenly the waves come in between. So how that is matching with that?
Actually, so bhakti creeper. Yeah. So good question. This bhakti creeper,
because we started with bhakti creeper, now we are talking about waves and all.
It is like Jalkumbhi, Prabhuji.
This
Creeper
bhakti
on water.
Bro, bhakti creeper is having the two leaves, of course, definitely, and it's growing now. Actually, it is growing, and it is started giving that means small sub branches, like this name, fame, and other things, and also siddhi and moksha, liberation. Everything come in the path of this. So those are all compared as the sub branches, small tigs or other branches. And after the Bhakti Lata has said, but here they are compared with the waves, Taranga Rangini. So Rangini is the Bhakti actually, Rangi, that means the place, the one which plays in those waves is known as Taranga Rangini. Tarangas means waves and Rangini means player. Yeah, it's we should take it as an analogy only, these leaves. But yeah, now as Bhakti creeper grows, it can have these kind of things. Subhada, in that you'll be getting the Subhada is having the 4. Subha means 4. Here we have seen more actually in the Bhakti Rasa, in the Mādhurya Kādambinī. Subha means, I think we have more than 6, 7, 8 we have seen. Subha means. There in the Bhakti Rasa Sindhu we are seeing only 4. Subha means Sukham. It gives the material happiness, means through name, fame, and also Sahaja Mukti, that means Brahma Sukham, and also Aishwarya means Bhagavad Sukha, Bhagavad Pranapti. So yeah, these are all are like the waves, and because of this bhakti is afflicted actually. Then it is known as, that kind of stage of bhakti is Tarangarangini. Bhajan, that kind of bhajan. This he said, then after that, iti madhurya kadambinyam bhaktehe shraddhadi kramatraya katana purvakam bhajana kriya bheda katanam nama dvitiyamrita vrishtihi. So in the Madhurya Kadambini, bhakti ka Shraddhadi Kramatraya Katana Purvakam. Shraddhadi Kramatraya means Shraddha, so Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. So Purvakam, Bhajana Kriya Bhedaha. That means we have seen Shraddha, we have seen the Sadhu Sangha, we have seen Bhajana Kriya, and in that Bhajana Kriya Bhedaha Katanam. And also in that, after that we also have seen different differences in the Bhajana Kriya. That also we have seen. So Nama Dvitiyamrita Vrishtihi. That means this Dvitiyamrita Vrishtihi means second wave. So is over. Second shower of the nectar. So second Vrishti, Amrita Vrishti is over. Second shower of nectar. So next we'll be going to the third shower. Atha anarthanam nivrittihi. Today we are going to discuss anartha nivritti. So techa anartha chaturvidaha. These anarthas are 4 types. Anarthas chaturtascha anarthas chaturvidaha. Techa anarthaha, those anarthas chaturvidaha, 4 types. Dushkrutotha, sukrutotha, aparadotha, bhaktyuttascha iti. So 4 anarthas are there. So dushkrutotha means anarthas which are due to the bad activities. That means sinful activities. Anartha which is arising from the sinful activities. And anartha which is arising from the pious activities. Sukruta means. Anarthas which are arising from offenses. anarthas which are arising from the bhakti. So we'll be seeing one by one. Those definitions are coming and more clearly. So this is just a one word meaning I gave. Next, we'll be seeing the first one. Dushkrutotha anartha. So dushkrutotha anartha. Dushkrutotha means anarthas arising from the sinful activities. So durabhinivesha dvesha ragadhya. That means he did some sinful activities in the past, and those are not purified till now. Those are not clean till now. So then because of those sinful activities, then what will happen? So some kind of desires. Abhinivesha means he is getting the desires to enjoy those sinful things. So then this kind of so because of this absorption, that means he is trying to get the desires and is trying to absorbing, he is getting the absorption in the bad activities, and that absorption is becoming the obstacle in doing bhakti. So that obstacle, that means because of the absorption in the bad activities, so what is happening? This bhakti is getting hampered actually. Anartha. So that means this absorption in the sinful activities is definitely is obstacle. Anartha. It can be anartha. So anartha, that means which is not artha. Artha means which is not right thing, which is not paramarthikam. That means which is not absolute. Anartha means which is not absolute. So which is not right or which is not absolute. Bhakti is artha. That means is real, is absolute. Anartha means opposite to that. So that's why absorption in the material desires is anartha. So why is it absorption in that not material desires, sinful desires actually? Absorption in the sinful things is what? Is anartha. Example. So because of that absorption, that sinful thing, what he is exhibiting? He's exhibiting the dvesha, raga, and so on. So different kind of things is coming out. That means various anarthas. The anarthas means which stops the which is not real actually, which is not real. That means which is not artha. That means which is not absolute. That means which is opposite to bhakti, everything is anartha. Other than bhakti, everything is known as anartha. Sukrutottaha. That means bhogabhiniveshaha vividaha eva. Sukrutotta means he did some good activities in the past, and because of those good activities, he is getting the some kind of the desire. That means vasana. Anything, any karma you will do, then that is becoming the vasana actually. We discussed this. How vasana is coming? Tell me how vasana comes. Yes, Madhaji, Archana Bhakti Madhaji.
Prabhuji, when we first perform some activity, whether sinful or pious, then there is aprarabdha reaction, aprarabdha, what do you call it?
Aprarabdha karma, you can say, then here. Yeah.
And
good.
then when you enough, like several times when you do, when there is enough accumulation of that karma, then kuta is formed.
Yes.
Kuta is the beginning of bija.
Yes.
So this bija is the actual desire or vasana for committing that activity again.
Yes. Yes. And then we commit, then Lord is based upon those desires. He started sanctioning the results of the previously already accumulated karmas. Based upon that, he will be presenting the results. So he'll be getting desire. So that means it turned into the desire, bija, that means desire. And now, so Lord is sanctioning. So when Jiva desires, Lord sanctions. Lord sanctions based upon the already accumulated karmas which are becoming the fruitful. Then that those karmas which are now giving the result is known as prarabdha.
Prarabdha. Yeah.
Is clear? This is so that's why if someone did in the past good activities, so then he'll be developing the vasana from that, and that desire actually, and because of that desire now, so he will once again is forced himself in doing those good activities. Doing good activities will stopping once again bhakti. He is engaged in that good activities, and that is anartha for him actually. That kind of absorption in the good activities also is anartha for his devotion. Actually, previously I was not able to clearly explain. I am sorry actually. When I explained in Bhakti Rasamrita, in this Mādhurya Kādambinī, this Kūtam Bijam, that at that time a little bit I confused all the students. I am really sorry. And after that I corrected myself in when I was explaining the Bhakti Rasamrita. So at that time properly I didn't explain that. So this is actually clear explanation. So then after that, so that bhoganivesha vividaha eva techa kleshantah patina iti kechit. Sometimes they say that this is also klesha only. That means some absorption in the good activities is also known as klesha. Some people, kechit means some people, they take like that. So next, aparadottaha ityatra namaparadaha eva. So third anartha is aparadotta anartha. That means aparadot anartha means some obstacle is created, is arised because of the offenses. Aparadot, that means that we have seen. There are so many are there because of the offenses. So what kind of results we are going to get? Kutilata. We'll be discussing that anyway. So kutilata, ashraddha. That means we are not going to discuss in the main text. He didn't give in the main text, but we will be discussing like that only, just in the while that aparadotta is when it is explained elaborately. So that means because of offenses, one will be becoming the crook, or otherwise getting the faithlessness, or otherwise one will be getting the absorption in the material things, bhaktinishta chavaka, vastuantra abhiniveshaha. And fourth one is because of these anarthas, because of these offenses, laxity in the bhakti. That means one is becoming the steady. That means his steadiness in enjoyment of the material things is not going. So he's always becoming steady in the material enjoyment. He is known as a laxity in the bhakti. And fifth one is getting the pride. So because of the devotion, after the devotional activities, after doing the devotional activities. So these are the various kinds of the results we are seeing, which are arising from the offenses. And these especially should take here. So obstacles created due to the offenses are especially should take. Offenses means which offenses you should take? Only nama parada eva gruhyante, not this seva parada. You don't need to consider this seva parada. Because why we should not consider this seva parada? Because seva paradhanam tu namabhistantar nivartakah stotra pataihi seva satatyena cha भव्यस्य विवेकिनः प्रायः प्रतिदिनमेव अवश्यम प्रतिदिनमेव उपशमेन अंकुरी भाव अनुपलब्धेः. What he is saying, seva prada, why he is not going to give an obstacle for us? Because seva prada is easily cleaned every day by any intelligent, that means worshipper. Vivekina means intelligent worshipper. He'll be doing the stotra part. That means which destroys this seva parad. Or otherwise, he's chanting the holy names and he is doing the stotra part after that means worship. We'll be studying, reading the mantra for getting out. We also do in the worship. So whatever the mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly, in the whatever the mistakes happen in the dravya and the nama japa and in the while doing the activities in the cleanliness. So, oh my dear Lord, please forgive me. This kind of stotra. So we will be reading out after the worship, after doing the seva. So then that's why by that stotra, that seva prada is cleaned immediately. And because of this, that's why we don't see any big obstacle coming from the because of seva. But kintu tattad upashama sambhava balena tatra savadhanata shaitilye seva parada api nama parada eva sihu. But if someone thinks that this seva parad can be destroyed or can be eradicated by taking the names or by doing the stotra part. So like that, if you think, and on the strength of that eradication by the names, that eradication of the seva parad by the names, on that strength, if you become very casual and if you become very, that means lenient and casual, or otherwise becoming very lethargic in becoming or in attention in giving attention in the seva, then that means anyway I will be going to read the mantra, and why I have to become so particular about the cleanliness or maintaining this and that. And if you get this kind of feeling, actually this kind of mood, then it is known as namaparad. But means he's thinking that because tatahi yuktam namno balad yasyahi papa buddhihi. That means he is thinking that seva aparad will be destroyed, is eradicated by the names. That means he is committing on the strength of the holy name. So some kind of, that means lenience he is getting, and that is known as now the seventh offense actually. So then in that case, that seva aparad is becoming the nama aparad. Tatra nama iti upalakshanam. Nama aparad means here we should take the bhakti matrasya upashamakasya. That means by the strength of the holy name, nam no baladyasya means by the strength of the holy name, nama means holy name, not only holy name, you can take on the strength of the any devotional activity. If you think sin will be eradicated, then that is known as so seventh offense. So that means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all you should take. On the strength of any one of these, if you think that our sinful activities, sinful things are eradicated, then it is known as Namaparad. This is the meaning of Namaparad. So ultimately what I want to say, Seva is becoming the Namaparad when one shows this lethargy in giving attention towards the service. So on the strength of the holy name can, or bhakti or holy name can clear this seva parad. Tatra nama iti upalakshana. Okay, next dharma shastra. Even in the dharma shastra also it is said prayischitta balena papacharane na tasya papasya kshayah pratyuta gadata eva. Dharma shastra also is saying clearly. So prayischitta balena, that means anyway atonement I can do. On the strength of the atonement, if one performs the sinful activity, then that sinful activity is becoming more strong actually. That means I will kill the animals and also I will do the prayischitta. And if he thinks, that means I can do my prayischitta, and on that mood, if he does the sinful activity, then that sinful activity is becoming more strong actually. It cannot be eradicated by just the simple prayischitta. So it's becoming more and more deeper actually. This is said in the Dharma Shastra, and the same way we have to think here also in our case also. On the strength of the holy name, if you think seva parada, it can be eradicated. So then if you commit show the lethargy, then it's a problem. Okay, next. Anyway, I will go another 10 minutes extra. So let us So we'll be finishing quickly our some few points I will discuss here actually from this same purport, because here Narayan Maharaj is bringing up the few points here which can be studied. Here anartha, he is saying that, so anartha means is the one, I will show in my file. Anartha, artha means generally sampatti, or artha means vastvika, paramartha vastu, and which is not the paramartha, that is anartha. So we are seeing the anarthas because of these anarthas in the four ways: sukrutota, dushkrutota, aparadota, and bhaktita. So next, bhaktita, all these things will be discussed even more elaborately in the coming section. And he is saying here, I saw one good interesting point in this. He is telling about the, anyway, this dushkrutota anartha. You all know Hindi also, so you can read it out. It's not a big difficult thing. An important point I want to say. This papa or aparad. So what is the difference between the papa and aparad? That he is explaining, which is really a bit interesting here. Papa and aparad. So what is the difference? Can anyone say what is the difference between papa and aparad? Technically, can Mataji, you want to say? Otherwise, Mataji. Voice is not audible, Mataji.
Is it audible, Prabhuji?
A bit actually. Improved.
My speaker is not good, Prabhuji.
Now it is okay.
Papa means depend upon the karma, Prabhuji, but occurrence is related to the devotees and the Lord.
Related to the devotees and the Lord. Yeah. Yeah, good. And any other explanation, Prabhu? Anyone? Mataji, yes. Purushottam, Prabhu, please.
Prabhu Hare Krishna, Dandatana.
Pranam, Prabhu.
Prabhu, papa means that activity which is against the instruction of Shastra. Okay, that is papa. Whereas offense, it need not be against the Shastras, whereas voluntarily or intentionally or unintentionally hurting somebody, that is offense.
Hurting someone? Yeah, okay. Any other meaning? Okay, we'll see now here.
Papa is forgivable, offense also forgivable, but Vaishnava Aparadha, there is no forgiveness. That is one difference.
Yeah, aparadha here we are taking that related to the devotion only.
Yeah, but Jiva Aparadha, Seva Aparadha, Nama Aparadha can be forgiven.
Yeah.
But Vaishnava Aparadha, is the degree of offense is too high. So it is not easily forgiven unless that particular devotee who got offended to forgive.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. So yeah, Papa is your answer is yeah. I will be adding something to that. You can see the thing. Papa and offense, the sin and the offense. So looks like similar, but it is having the bit difference. So what is that? According to the its offenses means I am not going in the like you see in the criminal sections also will be seeing the offenses and also sin. These kind of things you'll be seeing in the penal code if you study the offense. And according to the Bhakti Shastras, so I am going to explain the offense based upon the Bhakti Shastras, not based upon the criminal penal code actually. So penal code, that there also will be hearing the word of offense or that is having the different outlook. So anyway, yeah. So now in the based upon the Bhakti Shastras, so what is the offense and what is the sin? That we are going to see. Is a big difference is there based upon the devotional scriptures. So sin means it is related to the body actually, and offenses, they are related to the soul. So that is the point he's bringing out. So papi vikti, so here अपन भजन की अभ्यास मात्र से ही जलती हुई आग में रुके हुए सो ढेर की भांति पापराशि ध्वंस हो जाती है, किंतु अपराध सहज ध्वंस नहीं होती है. So just what is one difference between the sin and offense? Even the millions and millions of sins will be destroyed by just one holy name. And aparadha, one offense, it needs many times of many holy names. Many times the devotee has to utter the holy names. Then only again and again he should utter to remove one offense. In effect wise, if you see this is the difference, I will be seeing many are there, many differences. Many majorly will be seeing one more. So this is the first thing. पापी व्यक्ति अनायास ही भजन के बल से सिद्धि प्राप्त कर सकता है, किंतु अपराधी व्यक्ति, that's why if someone is so sinful and he chant one holy name but he is not having any offenses, but just by that one holy name all his sins are eradicated, and if Lord wants, even he can get all the bhav also. That means he will be getting the prema, and also even the higher different other higher stages of that prema also. That depends upon the Lord's mercy anyway. So that much ability is there, that much possibility is there, not ability, that much possibility is there in the case of sinful person. Even the holy name, direct holy name is also not necessary. Even Namabhas is enough. Example is like Ajamila.
Yes.
Yeah, Ajamila. He doesn't have any offenses. But if offense is there, then to manifest, even that means other sins also not eradicated, So because of this offense, so this offense is stopping the certain amount of the other sins, not to eradicate it. Many people think that, oh, okay, if I do one time holy name, that means by that holy name, all the sins are out, but only offenses are remaining. But not, it's not like that. Because another nivritti we are seeing. Even the sins are also, and good and bad, that means karma is also staying back with us. And offenses also are staying back with us. As much as we eradicate the, we finish the offenses, gradually even the sins and good and bad active, bad karma is also being burnt out. So till the stage of ruchi, we'll be seeing this kind of thing. And till the time we'll be having that, till what time you have this good and bad karma, so till that time you'll be having the influence of those good and bad karma. Good karma will be generating always some kind of absorption. That means some kind of taste or the desires for doing the good activities. And bad karma is always resulting into creating desires for doing the bad activities. So this will be happening. And when we'll be seeing in what stage this will be completely out. So that will be in the ruchi state, that anyway I will be coming systematically. So then good, bad karma, everything is finished, and then we'll be remaining with the only the offenses. And yeah, offenses, and after that other things also will be seeing. And let me finish, Prabhuji, Mahasaya Prabhu. So I will be adding one more
It is
point.
not clear. Can you repeat once? That's what my.
Oh, okay, Prabhu. Okay. What is I should repeat, Prabhu.
Once you said that, and what is written there, that bhakti ke wo ruhi ke jaisa ek baar mein dhvans ho jata hai. Matlab it will be eradicated, and that's what you said, ajamila. Once he chanted the holy name and it was finished. That is what you said. And then you say, you are saying that it is not finished. So I am not understanding, getting confused.
Yes, bro. If you don't have any offenses, I'm sorry, not you. So anyone, so he's not having any offenses. So, and he's having only the sins, even the millions of sins. Those will be eradicated by just, those will be cleaned. Those will be cleaned by just one holy name. So, and if you go to aparada, one aparada demands, for cleaning of one aparada, one need to chant so many holy names continuously. This is the general science. Now what I said, if someone is having the offenses and also good and bad karma, so by doing the one holy name initially, one general thing that devotees, and I just said I was also having some kind of misconception very few years back. So thinking that all the good karma, bad karma is out and only aparadas are remaining. But that is not the case. So we generally think that by one holy name, all the sins are out and only the offenses are remaining. But no, even the sins and that means bad karma and good karma, both is still they are existing along with the offenses. As much as offenses are going and slowly, and these sins also and good and bad karma, that sin means good and bad karma is also getting cleaned. That means initially partial cleaning is happening, then slowly, ekadesiya, bahudesiya, like this. The cleaning also is happening in the many levels. So that we will be discussing actually in the coming, this Anardha Nivritti is one of the important section here. We have to see very detailedly, in detail. So that's what I want to say, na Prabhu, here. By that means even in the case of the devotees, we will be seeing the pravritti for doing the good things and pravritti for doing the bad things. Are there some bad desires and good desires, the pious desires and the sinful desires? These are coming because of all the good and bad karma is not clean. That's the point actually I want to mention.
So Prabhuji, this point is mentioned further in Madhur Kādambinī itself, you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Prabhuji, so the first one that you said, it appears like one holy name can destroy even millions of birth sins. So
Yes.
that shows and explains the glories of the holy name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
but for one offense, it required many number of holy names to wipe out that one offense. It seems like the nama aparad will be cleared by the nama itself, isn't it?
Yes. And we have to pay so much.
Yeah. Okay.
For cleaning aparadas. Yeah.
But Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, no, Prabhu, because I'm going to get sin, you cannot escape from that activity. You are forcefully do that activity, even you don't want to do it.
Yes.
And Arjuna asked this question, and Krishna clearly says,
Parityage Pyanishwara. In the beginning of this class also I said Vishaya Sangara. So Veda Dukkhatmakan Kaman Parityage Pyanishwara. It means that practitioner is knowing that these material desires are not right actually, is bad, because he read the Shastras. He knows the fully the Shastra Gyanam. Shraddha is means he knows the Shastras. But still what? He is not able to control those. So
the upaya, Dhrida Nischaya. Correct.
Yeah, determined.
So being determined and knowing that these are happening because of the influence of the modes on the Jivatma, and the Jivatma identifying with the false intelligence, false ego, false body identification. All this is thinking is the doer of the activity, whether it's a sinful or pious.
Yes.
So finally, ahankara vimudatma, that comes into picture.
Yes.
But we also see in Bhagavatam, no, Prabhu, drishta evat manishware. When the jiva is seeing the activity is not performed by me, whereas it's actually done by the modes, and I am not that activity. When the jivatma understands that truth, drishta evat manishware.
That is different, Prabhuji. Drishta eva atmanisware, that evam prasannatma mukta sangasya jayate bhagavad tattva.
Yeah. So gradually it comes, it's giving up the rajoguna, tamoguna, then establishing sattva. Even after that, after establishing the sattva.
That Suta Goswami says, that section, if you, that's not really material sattva, that's a visuddha sattva, by doing the hrudyantasto hyabhadrani vidinoti surasata. Like that, if he comes, that the various, it's a final stage actually. That means after seeing the Bhagavad Darshana, that means what is going to happen. That means vidyate hriday grandhi chidyante sarva samshaya kshiyante cha.
That is anartha nivritti. That is anartha nivritti.
No.
Vidyate hriday grandhi chidyante karma samshaya is anartha nivritti.
The anartha nivritti, if you see, Prabhu, this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur already yesterday, last class I shared this. This sloka is not coming under the anartha nivritti. This here vidyate hriday grandhi not coming under the anartha nivritti. This is just, it is after the bhava, this is a stage actually. So here, what is that kshiyante cha samshaya? That means sarva samshaya. Samshayas means what he says. It's not the any whether Lord is there or not. Not that kind of samshaya. So I mean, even he's being a humble devotee, he thinks that really I am really qualified to see him. So really, can I get the darshan of the Lord? So that kind of samshaya, really I'm qualified. That means the dinata. So that kind of samshaya is going out. And here vidyate hriday grandhi means here already he come to the stage of the prema. This is the prema stage actually. Here vidyate hriday grandhi means here just it said the impressions which are there, those also will be going. Impressions means like you see in the mud, if you are in the, if you keep a one object, the impression is happening. That is in the antakarana, previous sins impressions will be there. Impression means not desires here, just that object is out, but still that
the
sin is
vasana
out, but
little
still
bit remaining. Okay.
that mark is there. That mark is also going out. That he says. That acharyas are explaining, Prabhu. So
Thank you.
yeah. So here is going to happen now by doing the one holy name. Everything is possible. That means millions of sins are out. That is the glory of the holy name. Whenever you see the glory of the holy name in that way, there you should understand that there are no offenses. And but because what is the major difference? Another difference we are going to find that what is offenses and sin. Sin is related to the body actually. Sin is related to the body. That means dehatma buddhi vashitaha manushyon ke चित्तों में जो अभिमान या भोग वासना उत्पन्न होती है उससे दूसरों की धन संपत्ति अपहरण हिंसा ये. That means because of bodily consciousness, feeling himself as body, and to get the, to please his, to gratify, so his that means he's getting the desires, material desires actually, bodily level desires.
Prabhu, is it only Sukshma Sarira or Stula Sarira? Both Sarira?
Actually. Yeah. Entering himself into, identifying himself as a body. And because of this, so whatever sin, whatever the thing he does, being himself is absorbed in the bodily consciousness. Because of this, so what he's getting some material enjoyment, desire for the material enjoyment. And to fulfill that, if he does some bad activities, so then that activities are related to the body only, finally. The bodily pleasure and body. So that's why it is known as sin. So in simple words, sin is related to the body. And next, that's why देह अनात्म अर्थात जड़ वस्तु है. इस देह के अनात्म अभिमान एवं अनात्म वस्तु के भोग के लिए वासना होते हैं. उससे अनात्म वस्तु के संबंध में तन मन और वचन के द्वारा जो सब असत कर्म होता है वे पाप कहलाता है. Related to the, in relation with the body, so this is committed, so that's why it is known as sin. अनात्म वस्तु के साथ ही पाप का संबंध है. So that means sin is related to the anatma vastu. Anatma means it's not a spiritual object. It's a material, inert, related to the inert object. So that is the meaning of sin actually. But if you come to the offense, so किंतु that अपराध पाप की अपेक्षा अत्यंत गुरुतर या भीषण होता है, तो उसकी क्रिया साक्षात रूप से आत्मा को अनावृत करती है। भक्ति पथ का अवलंबन कर कोई व्यक्ति जब श्रवण कीर्तन आदि भक्ति के अंगों का अनुष्ठान करते हैं, तब उनके श्रवण कीर्तन आदि आत्मा या चिद वस्तु हैं। Here atma anatma, body is known as anatma, that means it's non-spiritual, and kirtan atma, that means soul, and kirtan, shravanam, kirtan, all these are all related to the activities related to the soul actually. They are not giving any material pleasure actually. They are not material pleasure. One is becoming be pleased by the kirtan means that is not material pleasure, that is the Bhagavad Maya. Already sukha we have seen is three types, is Vaishika sukha and the Brahma sukha and so Bhagavan Maya sukha. So this Shravanam Kirtanam is directly related to the soul only. It's not having any relation with the body. So that's why Shravanam Kirtanam is also known as Atma. It is also spiritual and related to the Atma. Sinful activities are related to the body. So this Shravanam Kirtanam, related to the Shravanam Kirtanam, that's considered as Atma, so that's a spiritual. Related to that, anything is done, any mistake is done, then that is known as aparadha actually. That's why पुनः इसके विषय भगवान भक्त श्री नाम और श्रीधाम आदि सभी चिद वस्तु हैं. These are all spiritual objects. So भगवान की Lord's name, Lord's form, Lord's name and devotees, devotion, and the service, and also the holy place, dham, these are all spiritual. And towards that, any violation we did, I mean of the standard, violation from the standards, then that is known as offense actually. It's related to the spiritual, they are all spiritual, related to the spirituality. So that's why इनके प्रति प्राकृत बुद्धि द्वारा अवज्ञा, अनादर आदि ये, that means disrespecting of these will be the offense actually. The spiritual objects, these are all. And papa is related to the body. अनादर ये बुरे कर्म ही अपराध हैं. So इनके प्रति प्राकृत, इनके प्रति means towards the Lord, devotees, holy name and dham. So any kind of disrespect towards those is known as offense. So इसीलिए अनात्म वस्तु संबंधित निंदनीय कर्म ही पाप हैं और आत्म वस्तु संबंधीय निंदनीय कर्म अपराध हैं. So any heinous activity related to the body is known as sin. So heinous activity related to the soul or the spiritual objects is known as offense. This is a point I want to mention. Yes, bro. So this today will end here. So next class I will be continuing with the. Here just he listed out what are the various kinds of the offenses towards the holy name and those.
Some questions you can take.
Yes, bro. Yes.
I think Mataji is raising hand.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, we hear that when one devotee takes to devotional service, surrenders to Krishna, then he is not controlled by karma any longer. So once I had asked you this question in Bhakti Sandarbha, you said after you begin bhajana kriya, from that stage onwards, then there is no karma. So how do we understand here, Prabhuji? You said it is still your past good and bad karma is still going on with you.
Yeah. So there actually this control, if one is taking diksha, control is taken by the Lord only. And so if you come to if you come to this Mādhurya Kādambinī here, clearly explanation in the stage of ruchi, what we are seeing in the stage of ruchi, this the influence of the good and bad karma, they're completely out. So then we can see they're only the offenses. And there Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, Mataji, actually whatever the point I said in the Bhakti Sandarbha class, I brought out the point. When a devotee is surrendering and taking the diksha, that means his Sharanapati is already there, because his hands Shraddha means Sharanapati, and that's why he's taking the Guru and he's following the instructions given by the Guru and doing the bhajan kriya based upon his instructions. Then in that case, so then he will be under the control of the Bhakti Maharani. So when Bhakti Maharani takes a charge, so then karma will automatically will not be having any influence. But here the point is, now we have to clearly justify this. The point is, karma definitely it will be there because at one time it is immediately, it cannot be finished actually. That is clearly is mentioned here and there also. It takes this time actually to get clean, even after taking diksha and doing the bhajan. So then that karma is turning into the so vasanas and creating, even one is devotee. So here how to understand here, I am trying actually to give the answer. This karma is there, but based upon that karma, so the devotee is having karma based upon that. Lord only is sanctioning those based upon that karma. Lord is sanctioning the is Bhakti Maharani is having the control definitely, but he is having a certain kind of the karma already, na. So then how Lord has to justify his activities, that means whatever the results he is giving in my life, so that means we may not get the fully as it is. We independently, if karma is independently, what kind of result it is going, it is may not be there, but Lord is also is checking those karmas, and based upon that only he will be giving treatment, na. What I said in that also. So bhakti, the Lord is going to take the control, but he's like a doctor actually. So like a doctor, and he is giving the treatment. That means doctor is also seeing what is the really disease, and for that disease he is giving the good and bad medicines, that is sweet medicine or the bitter medicine. Here also karma is there actually with him, is not cleaned completely, and to treat, Lord is giving the certain conditions, a certain kind of the punishment for him. So that means karma is existing, but the karma based upon those karmic activities will be treated by the Lord according to his own way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to see uniformly in everyone's case things to happen.
Yeah.
In every devotee.
Yeah.
It is not happening actually. That means Lord is giving the different kinds of treatments for all the devotees, even who surrender to him. So why this difference is coming? Because karma still existing, and that to treat that he having his plan. That's why.
And so the Lord is also independent,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
So
yes.
in some cases, if he wants, he can just, if he wants means, so the whole purpose, as you said, the doctor is treating the patient.
Yes,
So
yes.
if the Lord sees that this patient does not need any more treatment, he's already on, he
Yeah.
doesn't need any more punishment. He can just clear everything without having to,
Yeah.
step by step, remove
Yeah,
one by one.
Yes. Yes. That means that's why the time lapse needed to reach to the anadhaniviti, the ruchi, it depends upon the Lord's mercy actually, how fast he wants to clean. And so we do the this anardhanivrutti, that means, and also that means from anardhanivrutti ruchi. So the way how we dealt actually from bhajana kriya to the ruchi, at the stage of ruchi, all the karma is out actually, fully karma will be out. So in this period of time, so for the existing karma, what kind of results we are getting based upon that karma? So that Lord is only is controlling actually. So that phase he is having the control, and he can decide himself based upon the karma whatever we have.
Prabhuji, now another question arises. So how sincere I am in my bhakti, that is also dependent on my karma then? Because I have all these sukritota, dushkritota, they are stopping me from performing sincere bhakti.
Yeah. So yeah, good point. So because these are creating some kind of absorption. So yeah, those absorptions also, those whatever the absorption we are getting, and that absorptions will be definitely that those will be influencing in getting the desires, material desires, and parallelly Lord is going to sanction those and give the results for those based upon his own will. And also he is giving punishment, or sometimes he is giving the some kind of good and bad treatments for that. So then those will be influencing definitely. Otherwise this stage, that means ruchi stage, so then we cannot justify the why we are getting the material desires now. So if they are not at all there and not at all influencing it at any cost, then that stage till ruchi, so why we are having this kind of material desires or desires for the pious activities cannot be justified. Of course they are influencing, but the control is also is maintained by the Lord.
Now again, another problem is then bhakti is becoming dependent.
No,
How
bhakti is
they
not
perform-
becoming because of the
how-
offense. Bhakti is ready. Bhakti is ready to do everything. But because of the offenses, you are having the not seeing the influence manifesting of results of the Bhakti Maharani is not able to manifest her glory because it is stopping. Aparadha is stopping. Otherwise, aparadha's value will not be there actually.
Yeah, but everyone has some karma. They have positive and negative. Everyone has sukriti and dushkriti. So
Yeah.
that is certainly going to affect bhakti then.
No, bhakti is not. It is not going to affect. It is affecting that person actually.
How he
But
performs bhakti, how he progresses in bhakti, will that be affected?
Yeah, because offenses are there. Due to these offenses, so he is not getting the immediate result of the bhakti, and he is getting the desires from this. But since he took all the shelter, so Lord is controlling in treatment. Otherwise, aparadha is becoming the here without any role actually. Aparadha should do something. That means he is going to stop. Like the wetness is going to stop the amount of fire is going to catch that wood.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. My God, you are so deep. Mata, you are. I think you are liar. I think something. What?
No.
What do you study, Mataji?
I studied agriculture, Prabhuji.
Acha. Oh, agriculture science. My God. Really go very deeply, Mataji. Okay. Mahasev Prabhu.
Prabhuji, like this example you were giving for Mataji, like fire, wet wood and wet wood. and fire.
Mm.
Like we can give also, like in this case, example like cloud and sun. So bhakti is like sun, and but because of cloud of aparadhas are there, so it is not complete light is not coming.
Yes, yes, yes.
Prabhuji, my question
Prabhu.
was different. My question was this Anishtita Bhajan, Anishtita we were discussing in Bhajan Kriya, and then we came to Anarth Nivriti. So after Anarth Nivriti, Nishtita will come.
After another Nishtita will come.
Nishtita will come. And Prabhuji, this in Anarth Nivriti, I think more will come, na? Now we
Yeah,
need to-
everything will come. Bhakti Yotta and everything will come, Prabhu. We'll discuss that in the. Actually, we just started only.
Yes.
It's a big chapter actually. After that, other chapters are very, once again, simple chapters.
Because
We
this
already half of the syllabus is over already.
We got this pap and aparad we were discussing, and aparad
Prabhu.
you said that anything like we are disrespecting devotee
Yes.
or lord or dham or nam, then comes the
Yes.
aparad.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, sometimes devotees like we criticize them or something like that. Then in his absence, that will also come as aparad, like
Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Even in mentally also, if you think.
mentally also.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, mental was given discount in Kali Yuga. You are including mental also.
Yeah, bhakti also mentally, if you do, that is also is going to consider. And disrespecting, disrespecting, it can be the mano vak kaya. So it can be by the speech, it can be by body, it can be by the mind. Yes. It's
Mind,
going to affect.
in Kali Yuga, they say no mind related things are not effective.
But
Negative. Positive, it is good. As long as positive is coming, no problem. And yes, sir.
yeah, Prabhu. So as per my knowledge, so mind also, mentally also, we should not disrespect.
And Prabhuji, then we will not get opportunity. So many devotees we might have already done offense, or we might be doing, or we may do in future also, even after hearing this also.
Yeah.
And we may not get chance even to go and ask for forgiveness.
Yes, Prabhu.
But that can be cleaned. Is there any like doing bhajan?
I also have a question on this. That's the same question I was, because in previous initial days of the bhakti, so I also offended so many devotees. So now that's why I'm thinking, what should I do now? Really, bro, I am also in the same situation.
And
So,
forgiveness, the devotee has forgiven, whether that will clear.
but in mentally, so I didn't blame them in front, but mentally I blamed them. So now what should I do? So whether I should go and ask or otherwise, I want to ask some senior Vaishnavas. So I'm also not knowing this. What should be the solution? I should go and ask, or otherwise mentally, if I ask, the forgiveness is enough. That I don't know actually. Same thing is in my situation.
Sometimes, Prabhuji, you have also said that by doing bhajan also, this kind
Those
of.
will be going, but Vaishnava Aparadha will not go. Na? So if that needs two things actually. Asking forgiveness from them also is important.
But then there are many, could be many devotees we don't even know, and we might have offended in mind, or we might have said in yatra and all, we will see somebody, and then like it is gone case, like never will get opportunity to. So that is also one of the siddhanta, that eternally nothing exists, not even.
Yes, yes. So that's why we need this kind of great obstacles by Guru Krupa, so and by the serving the great sadhus. So that's why Trunadapi Sunichena comes into the point. It's not so easy to do bhakti. So until unless one considers himself as so lesser than the blade of grass, so it's not possible to do the bhakti. So that's why it's very, very difficult. So very, very cautious, and in this way, it is also very careful in everything. And this kind of thing will go with the Anyabhilashta. Once again, we should be doing the bhakti without any desires. Then only that is going to eradicate this kind of offenses, that holy name. Doing that kind of holy name.
Even the Prad will go by Anyabhilashita, you're saying?
And I'm saying, one side we are committing so many offenses, another side it is also very difficult to do the sadhana also. Difficult to do the sadhana means we should be very careful in the doing the japa also. So, and Vaishnava behavior, relations, and speaking about the third devotee, and by God, it's really
Scary.
I'm really, bro, I'm learning actually I am really, Lord is indicating me. While taking class all the time, I'm feeling same thing actually. I have to be very careful, and it's like it's lesson for me actually. So
And
seriously.
Another question is, Broji, Maharaj, Narayan Maharaj in the book has written bhajan, but you have told holy name directly. So is it one and the same, or bhajan can include something more than holy name also?
Where, Prabhu?
Like in the Hindi we are reading, na? So Narayan Maharaj there has used the word bhajan. Like by doing little bhajan, entire papa can be destroyed.
Acha.
Holy name chanting.
Yeah. It can't come be, that means any holy name or hearing, chanting, or getting darshan of the Lord. That means vandanam, paying obeisances, anything. Anything. Yes, Prabhu. Anything.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Please bless me, all of you. You're all senior Vaishnavas, and so that I can do some devotion, and so that I cannot commit offenses. I should not commit offenses.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, my understanding is for some reason we meet some devotee or some person in this life.
Yes,
okay.
Prabhu.
Maybe Krishna had a plan through us to make them to learn something or lessons to them, or through them, there will be some lessons from some learning for us. So when we are not able to see them, we can deeply ask forgiveness to the Lord. The Lord is Paramatma,
Yes.
who is inside of every living entity. So when the Lord forgive us, it's quite natural that devotee also forgive us, because that offense or words or talks, whatever it is, hurting in the mind or heart or forgetting from that, both the Lord only can do for us.
Yes.
Memory comes from him.
Yeah.
Intelligence comes from him. Knowledge comes from him. But still we don't consider him. And we only feel this keeps going. Anyway, that's my, whatever we do, finally we ask forgiveness to the Lord. Even if we perform any yajna, the mantrayana, kriyayana, whatever it is, Lord, please forgive me. We ask Shama. So similarly, every day we have to ask Shama and pray for Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu, like that. We have to pray for every living entity. That's what I'm doing right from childhood. So I'm just sharing with you. Of course, because I was right from school days to college days, I was school leader, what you call school people leader, company sergeant major in NCC. I offended thousands and thousands, but nothing intentional, but for their good.
But here in generally gossip we do, and we always discuss third devotee and blame them. Sometimes mentally also we blame. So that's the point Prabhuji is asking. So in that case, maybe that's I'm not really knowing the answer. So that's why I kept open that question.
Actually,
So you are saying
we need
some
reference.
I understood you.
We need reference what Purushottam Prabhu you are talking, because Lord says to go and ask forgiveness from devotees. Otherwise, it would be very easy, Prabhuji, to ask forgiveness from one point, Lord, and everything is clear.
But I will try, Prabhu. I will try to ask some senior Vaishnavas or anyway. Prabhu's point also is there, but also I will try to find some reference along with the reference, and I will try to find out and tell you. So no problem. So we should be careful in all these things. Otherwise, actually, so internally we don't have respect for the devotees, and externally we are showing means that's kutilata then. So that's why mentally also we should not disrespect anyone. So not disrespecting mentally inside, and outwardly you are showing that as Hare Krishna Prabhu, then it is already we turn into the result of it is the result of the one offenses only. That's very dangerous actually. Ati dauratmyam it is. That means really a very. That means that kutilata is making even the heart so is very hard actually. Instead of becoming our heart so smooth, is becoming the hardness actually. There is hardness is coming inside, and then that is dangerous for the devotion. Then Lord will never come to that heart. He will not be sitting. Only holy name will be chanting, but he will not. It's unclean place that is. So that's Krishna will not be manifesting. And then that's why we should beg forgiveness and cry and show our dainyata, dhinata actually. Even if you are not able to ask the forgiveness, so one should, like the acharyas, how they are writing songs. The only thing is, so at full extent we should surrender and then what Lord may be showing path for us, and He is creating the opportunities to get out from that offenses and get the chance to ask the forgiveness. It's really very, very far from, we are really very far, at least myself, far from the devotion. But we should Dhrudha Nischaya, one should be, clearly Krishna is saying, one should be very determined actually. Shraddhalu Dhrudha Nischaya. This point we should not forget. Ussahat Nischaya Dhairyat. So sadhaka should be very determined. Of course, it's a very sensitive path. This is very, very subtly sensitive. This is, but still remembering that sensitiveness and be determined and with the enthusiasm, if we go forward, definitely Lord will be helping us. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much for your patient and kind.
Prabhuji, what you are saying is also correct, no, Prabhuji, because like as you said, if we have mentally, then sooner or later it will come out. Definitely here or there somewhere we will stay. So even the Kutilta point, what you explained, that is very nice. But other point is also that it will anyway manifest. It will come out. So that way also then it is like about to commit that offense, and mostly it will commit down somewhere.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much. So for patient and kind hearing. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thanks, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.